slipping one sack and then sacked to the 41-yard line.
Now there's Ted Bruschi, number 45, a rookie. There's a motor guy. When you think motor, you're thinking little guy with a motor. He's got a great little motor.
But he is a hairless motor. And we'll explain that to you.
Bruschi playing at linebacker, lined up on the right side against Barrett Brooks. Here's the motor part. You're blocked, you sprint out, and you get your shot, you get your sack. There's where the motor comes in.
After the recovery of the fumble by the Eagles, and the defense of New England steps up, and here's the kick, and it's high and very, very short. But takes an Eagle bounce to about the 20-yard line, where the Patriots will take over now with 3:54. That is the time remaining in the first half. Patriots up by 7. With the short haircut, that is Teddy Bruschi, rookie, taken in the 3rd round of the draft out of Arizona. The man likes long locks, though, doesn't he?
Well, you know, the veterans do a little thing on the rookies here where they shave their head. That's a little stubble look. What did he look like before?
Yeah.
You know, Devin Wyman said he put up a heck of a fight.
He did.
He says, you know, Teddy didn't want any part of this, but he is no longer hairy high, as the song goes.
And Devin Wyman, by the way, who we mentioned earlier, 6'7", about 340 pounds, somewhere in that neighborhood. He started to put up a fight because there's only 3 veterans that came after him. Then they opened the door. There was the rest of the team. He said, well, I thought I'd just give him to him. All right, New England goes to work. Little swing right flat. One-handed grab. Nice pull in by Ben Code. Mark Woodard with the tackle.
And when you catch 96 one year, 84 another year, you're going to get a lot of these. These are sort of like the other catches. And these are the ones that make his average even more impressive. Because at that tight end position in this offense, you're going to get some 1s and 2s and 3s and 4s. But you're also going to get a lot of 20s and 30s.
2nd down and 7. Patriots with more of a spark this afternoon than the Eagles. Bledsoe, ball knocked out of his hands and picked up. Flag is downfield and then recovered. The ball recovered by New England. Bruce Armstrong recovered it. Mike Mamula knocked it out of his hand. Meanwhile, there was a flag dropped at the 36-yard line, and it's going to be holding downfield against the Eagles.
Oh, that was fantasy camp time there for Bruce Armstrong. Ball's on the ground. You got to show him what you can do with it.
Holding number 56 to the defense. 5 yards, previous spot, first down.
So a costly penalty against the Eagles. Clock is stopped now with 3:09 left to go.
You know, Charlie, I know this is preseason, but if you're ever going to do that and you're Bruce Armstrong, pick that thing up. And, you know, we've seen the wiggling moves out of Curtis Martin. We've seen it out of Ricky Water, and nothing out of Armstrong. A little crunch and slap so far, but, you know, not much wiggle for a guy that big.
First down, 30-yard line. The draw. Again, sliding to the outside is Curtis Martin. And he'll pick up 8 before Troy Vincent makes the tackle.
You know, one thing to watch with Curtis Martin this time, remember he fumbled last series. Watch how close the ball stays to his body when he makes this spin move. A lot of running backs will lose the ball in this situation. Look at the ball tucked in. It's against his body. Next time you see the ball, it's still against his body. Centrifugal force will want to rip that out, but he wants to keep it in.
And a first down. Martin picks it up.
Nice play right there with Dave Wohlabaugh, that center, the one-handed one. Got a good crunch and block on the middle linebacker, James Willis. That's right where they ran up behind.
Play action fake. Comes out throwing. Pass is complete. Will be close to the first down, depending on where he gets the mark. But right now, the 2-minute warning is going to be given to both benches. We've got a timeout, and we'll be right back after this message from the National Football League. This is Charlie Jones and Randy Cross. We're at Foxborough Stadium. The Philadelphia Eagles and New England Patriots. They both have one preseason game remaining. Philadelphia will host Pittsburgh next Friday. New England will host Washington next Friday. And then they both open on Sunday the 1st. Philadelphia opening at Washington, New England opening at Miami. So a couple of tough openers for both of them.
Well, both teams have a cruncher to start with, and Ray Rhodes' hill gets a lot steeper from there. Bill Parcells is a little bit different, but the Eagles are looking at a steep climb their first month or so of the season.
First down for New England, 46-yard line. Here's the screen, and he's throwing it away. Eagles were all over the screen, and so Bledsoe decided just to dump it off.
Charlie, this is a critical part of an early season football game. Call it preseason, call it exhibition, call it don't count, whatever you want to call it. You don't get this many opportunities, and Bill Parcells and his coaches know when you get a game, there's less than 2 minutes to go, you're in scoring territory with a team that's had trouble scoring in scoring territory. Here's a great opportunity that won't count to practice.
On the draw, straight shot up the middle. Curtis Martin again, William Thomas with the tackle. He's going to pick up around 5 on the play.
And also, we talk about practice. Let's not limit it, Charlie, really to just the guys on the field, or the Curtis Martins and Bledsoes and Coates. It's time for the coaches to practice. Coaches are guys that practice too during the week, calling plays, and in preseason games, getting a chance to call game situation type plays, and this is another practice spot.
Here's the shotgun. Left-hand snap. It's high, but pulled down pretty good. Throws it into a crowd. Pass is complete. This is Coates. Slips 2 tackles. Nice play. Pinko. Bobby Taylor finally stops him. He breaks 2 tackles, catches it in traffic, and he picked up the first down.
When you've got a security blanket like Coates here in New England and you're Bledsoe, he is your crowd. When you're throwing into a crowd, you figure, I'll throw it into the crowd because my big crowd's going to come out of it. Those are little crowds standing around him. My big crowd's got it.
My big crowd's bigger than their little crowd. You're right. First down. Play action fake. Coates fires. End zone. Touchdown, New England.
A great opportunity to practice the scoring offense. What does Parcells' offense do? They score. What a great illustration, too, Charlie, of that tight end position killing a defense straight up the gut in the seam of a defense.
Adam Vinatieri with the extra point attempt, and it is good. And the New England Patriots have moved up on top of the Philadelphia Eagles by a score of 14-0 now with just 40 seconds left to go in the first half.
There's more than one way to get a tight end up the middle. Here, look at Coates. He'll go in motion, get to about to the tight end position, and then run up the field. So, okay, there I am. I'm comfortable. I'm in with the linebackers. Now I run up to the defensive backs. He outran the linebacker, and the defensive backs couldn't get there in time. See, Willis, 50 middle linebacker, doesn't have a chance of running with him. You see Coates coming down the field, and you're a defensive back. You got to be the cavalry to the rescue for your linebackers because they need all the help you can get. And right there, the help was late from Zordich and not enough.
Randy, you said they had to capitalize. Bledsoe does, and he starts the celebration. 78-yard touchdown drive in 8 plays, capped by Bledsoe to Coates, 25 yards for the score.
And a couple of Bledsoe touchdowns. They're back to screaming Drew.
Yes. The Eagles will have a couple more opportunities. And breaking it up the far side is Derek Witherspoon. Adam Vinatieri finally pushed him out of bounds.
We haven't seen very much of Von Hebron, our guy on the bubble for Philly. And here's one of the reasons that Von Hebron is on the bubble is the play of Witherspoon. Here's the other guy that's in the decision-making process for the Eagles. He's gotten a shot to make his play, and he makes his impression.
With the return, the Eagles will start at their own 48-yard line, first down. Now with some 33 seconds left to go in the first half. Pete has pressure, steps forward, rolls out, buys some time. and is going to go out of bounds. He's going to scramble for 7 or 8 yards on the play, chased by Devin Wyman.
Boy, what a great time to get out of bounds, too, when you get that big rookie. I mean, you not only can feel him, I bet you can hear him running behind you.
Oh, you know that.
You hear that thump, 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 thump.
Stay with us at halftime. Greg Gumbel will join us along with Chris Collinsworth and Will McDonough. And they will bring you up to date on all the preseason happenings. And then we'll be back with the second half. And the Commissioner Paul Tagliabue is going to join us here in the latter part of the third quarter, talking about the use of the instant replay and the form of it in preseason play and how it's been going.
Yeah, one of the interesting developments so far in the preseason, too, has been the play or lack thereof of the Dallas Cowboys. You know, their injury bug. Emmitt Smith goes down last night. They have the MRI today on that left knee and left ankle. They've had injuries all over the place. I mean, last January, Dallas, Philly's nemesis, was America's team. They were the Super Bowl champions. The offseason, they were more like South America's team. And right now, they're like the medevac team. I mean, they can't stay healthy.
3rd down and 1. Here's Ricky Woodard. Clock is stopped now with 10 seconds. That is the time remaining. Philadelphia takes the timeout. And you mentioned Dallas, of course, and you mentioned Philadelphia because, you know, they had quite a confrontation. 2 excellent ball games at the end of the season. The Philadelphia Eagles defeating the Cowboys, and then the Cowboys coming back and, you know, and really whopping the Eagles when the Eagles were higher than a kite.
You know, but what really rubbed it in, though, to Ray Rhodes and his staff and his players was what happened after that game in Dallas when they got embarrassed, and what happened were the comments of Dallas coach Barry Switzer.
We kicked their ass today. We played like that last time. It wouldn't have to even come down to a 4th and foot. So let's bury that son of a bitch, okay? Before I take that mic.
We're back to live action here, and believe me, that is played over and over and over. Pass is complete inside the 10-yard line, and that is Chris T. Jones that pulls it in again, making the big play.
Boy, every time I see a 6'3" receiver like that go up for a ball, as you see Rodney Peete limping a little bit after being hit on that play.
He really took a shot.
Watch what happens and where the impact comes from. There comes McGinnis, and he's coming down low, right on the left knee. Oh, and that is not the player's fault on defense. He's stumbling, just crawling, trying to make a play. He comes in right on the side of Pete's knee. Remember, Pete did have a problem injuring a knee in Detroit when he was running that run and shoot. He had a knee surgery on that left knee, and he's in obvious pain.
Gary Anderson from the 10-yard line, now a field goal attempt. From the 15-yard line, a field goal attempt at 25 yards. With 3 seconds to go to get on the scoreboard while Pete is being worked on the sideline. And with that play, the first half comes to a close. But let's go back and take a look.
Once again, this comes low with McGinnis into the left knee of Pete, who is clearly the starter here in Philadelphia. But the insurance of bringing Ty Detmer in as your backup may come into play for Ray Rhodes and his staff if this is serious for Pete.
So it is halftime here at Foxborough. The Patriots 14, the Eagles 3. Right now, let's go to our NFL studios at NBC in New York. Welcome back to halftime here at Foxborough. The New England Patriots leading the Philadelphia Eagles by a score of 14-3. I'm Charlie Jones along with Randy Cross. The last thing, of course, in everybody's mind was the hit on Rodney Peete, and he came limping out of the ballgame right at the end of the first half.
Well, you know, Chris Collinsworth was absolutely right on the money watching this first half, and what happened with Steve Wallace being beaten again there, lurching forward, back technique. McGinnis gets around and gets that hit on Peete. The second time he did that, and that's going to be dangerous for the health of everybody on that Eagles offense if Wallace doesn't get those training camp legs under him.
Now for an update on Rodney Peete, let's go down to Will McDonough. Will?
Yeah, I just talked to Ray Rhodes when he came out of the locker room. So far, they've left Rodney Peete in the locker room. He says he has a sprained left knee, and he will not play the second half. Back to you, Charlie.
All right, thank you, Will. And he is the the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. There's no question about that. That was determined at the beginning of preseason. So there is not a controversy, if you would want to name it by any manner of meaning. Here's Von Hebron, and he's going to down it in the end zone, and the Eagles will bring it out to the 20-yard line.